everyone, and welcome back here to our coverage on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora of the American Athletic Conference Media Days for football in the 2023-24 season. I am here with the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, and I have safety Kendarin Ray. So, Kendarin, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing very well, man, and excited about the season, excited for what's coming up here.
Yes, sir.
You're playing safety, so bring me into the back line of the defense. What should we look forward to this year?
Not too much of a change, to be honest. We still got the same few guys coming back with a couple new transfers. But I trust all those guys, the ones that I've just been in the spring with. I think they're gonna bring a good fit to our team this coming year.
And like you said, a few transfers coming in, but also having familiar faces. What do you think that's going to do for the team when you have these transfers? How do you see them fitting in here as we get set for the season? And just what it means to have that veteran leadership return.
For the transfers, I would say it's more so, will they adapt to the culture that we have, and things like that. And I can say those guys have bought into what we bring to the table. And I think they're bringing good pieces to what we're looking for in the back end, things like that. And just being a veteran back there, I see things differently, and I learn from everybody just as they learn from me. You might play corner, but I can ask you about how do you feel about me being here for you. I try to help the corner as much as I can based on where I'm at.
And for you, like you said, coming back here and having the experience that you've had when you step into this season, and obviously Philip Montgomery spent a long time with the team. What can you say about the leadership of Kevin Wilson, and how does somebody like yourself try to bridge the gap? Because when there's a change in the coaching, I would imagine that there's guys in the locker room that have to make sure they kind of keep everybody together. So how have you worked to do that?
Personally, I believe everybody has really done a very good job to adapt into the new culture. I haven't seen much of a fall off. It's like I had to tell a couple people like, hey man, it is what it is. Things happen. Like this is life. For instance, I was in photo at first, but just talking to Coach Wilson, he was just telling me the things that, I could do if I came back and things like that. And I just loved hearing everything that he told me. And he was just saying I could be a helpful source to keeping the team together as much as possible. And when I decided to come back to the University of Tulsa, everybody was excited, and I was excited just to be back. It felt like home because that's where it all started.
When you entered the portal, what was that experience like for you to be re-recruited again, and what ultimately brought? I know you said obviously a conversation with Coach Wilson, but what ultimately kept you in Tulsa?
So the conversations were good. I can say coming out of high school, Tulsa was my only offer. So it was basically kind of new to me, actually, talking to so many different schools and things like that.
Yeah.
And, I guess you could say what helped me come back and make my decision to come back to Tulsa, just, talking to different schools, it's a risk that you're taking, and it's a risk of saying, like, I'm either going there to play or you might end up not having an opportunity. So I looked at it and it was just like, Tulsa, I've been here for going on 6 years now, and I feel like I got a good opportunity there, and I might as well just stay where it all started.
You said you're going on 6 years. Not everybody has that opportunity. Obviously, COVID presented itself in a bonus year for you. I mean, at this point, you could probably go for a doctorate. But what has that been like to spend all of this bonus time in Tulsa?
It's been tremendous. I just felt like it's gave me an opportunity to develop my game more. Because when I first came to Tulsa, I came out of high school as a quarterback, so I didn't play defense until I got to Tulsa. So the first 2 years it was a little sketchy for me. And I just felt like the more years I could get, I might as well take them and develop as much as possible.
You have Braylon Braxton as your quarterback. He's here for AAC Media Days as well. Like you said, you used to play quarterback and you didn't transition to defense until you came to Tulsa. So do you ever try to give Braylon pointers? And what can you say about his play at quarterback?
To be honest, I don't give him any pointers at all. I mean, the guy's is a tremendous athlete. He's a playmaker. If anything, he gives me pointers, and I tell him a few things I see on the back end. For instance, like, I can tell him like, hey, in practice, bro, you staring down where you going with the ball or something like that. Or, he'll just tell me like, hey, bro, like you can do this a little better. So we lean on both each other. And I feel like that's the best way to gel and make each other better day by day is just, seeing what you're seeing from a different perspective.
Do you miss playing quarterback?
Yeah, I did in the earlier parts of my career, but I ain't gonna lie, I love playing defense now. Just
Yeah.
being the physical guy that's tackling, I love being that guy now.
For Kevin Wilson, when he came in and like you said, telling guys, hey, like you went into the portal and came out when you
Mhm.
spoke to Coach Wilson and he talked to you about the opportunity and what you had. So you know what it's like to believe in his message and to want to carry it out.
Mhm.
What about his scheming culture, the way he goes about what he does? How are we going to see that impact Tulsa on the field?
I guess I can say really we'll see the impact if, when that week one comes around. Right now we're just focusing on trying to live to that standard that he's holding us to and, just gelling together to be what we can be and trying to accomplish something and set some high limitations for ourselves.
Before we finish up here, we do a thing on the show on Wake Up Call called Rapid Fire, where we get to put each other on the hot seat, can talk about anything. It's not pre-planned. You get to ask me, I get to ask you. You get to ask me the first question. Anything in the world.
Favorite food.
Favorite food. All right. I'm going to change it up a little bit here because I've been
Okay.
asked some other things. So I'm going to say, my favorite. I'm a big fan of, I like sushi. I never thought I would like it,
Okay.
and I like it.
Okay. I've never had sushi before. So
You got to try it. Shrimp tempura is pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to try some things.
Okay.
All right. My first question for you, Kendarin. What's your favorite part of having such a unique name?
Well, from my hometown, I've known I was the only one named Kendarin at the time.
Yeah.
And then so my grandparents owned a daycare back home, and one of the moms named her youngest son after me.
Yeah.
So that was kind of unique to me to be named.
Okay. All right. So to have a unique name, and now there's only two back at home. Where's home?
Brenham, Texas.
Okay. All right. So right here in the state of Texas,
Yes,
here for
sir.
AAC Media Days. What's your second one for me?
Yes, sir. Let me see. Favorite vacation spot.
Oh man, I'm gonna say. I love Florida. I go to Florida all the time, but I would like to go back to New Orleans, Louisiana, because I did Katrina relief there back in 2006. I'd love to go back and see the people of New Orleans.
Okay.
All right, my second one for you. Best memory at Tulsa.
Okay, I'll say my best memory at Tulsa would probably be playing my first collegiate game at Michigan State.
Okay.
Because I was nervous as ever.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I have those nerves gone away.
Yes, sir. They have.
Okay. What's your last question for me?
Last question. Ooh, come back to me with mine. You can come back to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we know on offense and defense, you can have a number one on both sides of the ball. Who wears one better?
I would say Kendarin Ray does. But I still love my boy B Brax, man. I love him.
Okay. All right. What's your question for me?
What's besides this, what is your hobby?
My hobby besides this, I do a lot of music. I've been singing all my life.
Okay.
And a little bit of screenwriting too. I want to make a movie someday. So I'm working on that.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So with that being said, Kendarin Ray here from AAC Media Days on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, representing the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Hope nothing but the best for you this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for your time. Nice to meet you too.
Yes, sir.